What's good, everybody? It's your girl Babbzy. Now, I know you have not heard from me or seen me in a hot minute. There's been no new photos, no new videos from me on all my social media platforms. Primarily, you might just see me write something every now and then. So there's a lot going on, and I'm going to explain to you guys what's been happening, but I want to have all the facts when I can come talk to you about it, which is why I haven't talked to you about it yet. But if you've been following me for any time, I just want to let you guys know I'm good, and I'm going to explain everything soon, so just hang tight, alright? Because I know you learn patience because of dealing with me, you understand? And last month was my birthday. I want to say thank you to everyone that gave me a birthday shout out. I tried to get back to as many as you as possible, but you know how this thing goes. None of you ain't sending me no Russell gifts. I joking, I got a lot of gifts this year, to be honest. Yeah, I haven't really been feeling so hot. I've been under the weather for a while now. No, I don't have cancer or anything like that, but I'll talk to you guys about it soon. Now, one of the things as a Caribbean blogger that I struggle with is whenever I have to start to speak about reggae and dancehall, part of the problem is that I feel like a lot of dancehall fans who are Jamaican don't really believe that I'm a Caribbean blogger. Like, I think they feel in their mind, because I'm Bajan, that, I'm coming to tear down dancehall, but I'm coming to put soca on a pedestal. And that's far from the case, right? Like, for me, my heart goes down the middle on both sides. I love dancehall and reggae just as much as I love calypso and soca. And if you've been following me for any amount of time, you guys know I cover reggae events, dancehall events, as well as soca carnivals. So that's not even close to the truth. But in dealing as a blogger, especially when I'm on places like YouTube, it's like I'm seen as the enemy. And I've been trying to give the information that I have to give, and I can't do that because it's a problem. Like, I knew that Billboard was going to get rid of the reggae weekly top 10 singles chart in 2020 beforehand, but it was like I didn't know how to put that information out, because I knew that as soon as I said that, it would have been like, suck your mother dirty girl, you try to tear down dancehall, you fucker, you pussy, oh, your blood clot bitch, and small line, and like, that's what it's like every single time I bring up dancehall as a topic. So, in my heart, I never really let go of dancehall, but like, on my platform, I'm like, man, we happy over here. We just want to dance, you know what I mean? Split in the middle, like, if we gonna let go the bird, like, all of this other angry toxicity that comes along with dancehall, like, I don't want to be a part of that anymore. I just want to enjoy the music, if you understand what I'm saying. Now, for years, I've been trying to explain how dancehall is declining, right? Worldwide. The interest in dancehall overall is declining. So the interest in popcorn is increasing. The interest in skilly bang is increasing. The interest in skeng is increasing. But the interest in dancehall is not increasing, right? Now, I'm just going to be frank. Most of these dancehall vloggers don't know one fuck about dancehall. You know what I mean? Like, I'm just going to be straight. Like, guys, they don't know what they're talking about. Primarily because they don't experience dancehall from outside of a Jamaican community, right? So, if you are in the dancehall in Toronto, if you're in the dancehall in America, if you're in the dancehall in the UK, those environments mimic what the dancehall scene in Jamaica is like, right? So if anything that's going on in Jamaica, the biggest song is Dirt Bounce in Jamaica, then pretty big chance that the biggest song in the dance hall in Toronto would be Dirt Bounce, and so forth. But there are other people that consume dancehall, right? Like soca fets, like hip hop events, like R&B events, right? These people listen to dancehall as well. And Dirt Bounce, while it might be the biggest song in Jamaica, and it might be the biggest song in the dancehall communities around the world, it might not be the biggest song in Canada, but in soca fets. If you understand what I'm saying. Like, this is a totally different crowd. This is a totally different demographic. Dancehall bloggers speak to primarily dancehall fans that are in the dancehall. These are people that go to the dancehall every week, and like they're a part of dancehall. That's not who I'm speaking to. I'm speaking to everybody else, right? I'm not, like, dancehall fans don't follow me for the latest on dancehall, right? Not the ones that are in the Jamaican dancehall. The dancehall fans that follow me are the people that want to have a new dancehall list. They want to know what the top songs are right now, and they want to enjoy dancehall from that perspective, but they don't want to be ingrained in the whole dancehall, the actual location part of it. So I don't speak like the rest of them, and they don't like that because they feel like if they say the number one artist in dancehall right now is Taga Taga Rankin, right? They don't understand that that might be in Jamaica, and they don't understand that Taga Taga Rankin has no fan base outside of Jamaica, and they cannot comprehend this part of the equation. So everyone is always talking about billboards and Spotify numbers and YouTube streams and an Audio Mac and iTunes streams, Apple Music and iTunes album sales, and they never talk about what Google says. Google is the number one search engine in the entire world that actually owns YouTube, right? So when you go to a website like Google Trends, right? This is the site that has all of the information from around the world. This is not telling me how Taga Taga Rankin is doing at Bounty Sundays. This is going to tell me how Taga Taga Rankin is doing in Russia, how Taga Taga Rankin is doing in Bangladesh, and how Taga Taga Rankin is doing worldwide. And it can also tell me how Taga Taga Rankin is doing if I want to compare Taga Taga Rankin to Babbzy Bantan. You understand? So what I wanted to do today was show you a bit of some of the stats that I leverage when I do my conversations about dancehall. So we're going to take a look at dancehall music, right? So you see how it came up, and you see it says dancehall musical genre. Now, when we get to the page, we see a chart. This chart is in Canada. This is the interest for dancehall over the last 12 months, right? When it says all categories, right? You can narrow down the category, and then when you say web search, if you want, you can say Google Shopping, YouTube search, yada, 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 right? So in Canada over the last 12 months, this is what the interest for dancehall looks like, okay? So the top places that's searching for dancehall in Canada would be Ontario, primarily because of Toronto. And then you have Quebec, probably because of Montreal, Manitoba, Alberta, British Columbia, etc. Then it also shows you some of the breakout terms, Shensia, right, that are rising. And then it can show you some of the top related terms like reggae, expected, Jamaica, country in the Caribbean, etc. So let's go back here, right? Now you see that you can compare, right? So what I'm going to do for you right now is I'm going to compare soca music to dancehall music over the last 12 months in Canada. Now, as you can see, dancehall is the blue line, soca is the orange red line, depending if you colorblind or not, right? Now I see that there's a lot of peaks for soca, right? And dancehall is kind of underneath it, right? So in Canada, more Canadians are searching for soca than they are searching for dancehall over the last 12 months, right? So let's go over the last 5 years just to get a snapshot, right? Now, over the last 5 years, what do we see? Soca having a whole bunch of peaks and being searched far more than dancehall, right? You see certain peaks, and this is like around Caravana, right? Like July 28th to August 3rd, Caravana, That's when you normally see these types of peaks, because when it's Caravana time, you're going to normally get a lot of searches. So like for July 24th to the 30th this year, there was the volume of searches for soca versus dancehall was 82 to 17, right? So we understand now in Canada, we can definitively say there are more people searching for soca than for dancehall. So let us go to the United States of America. This is the United States of America chart over the last 5 years, right? As we said, soca is red, dancehall is blue, right? Notice, pretty much consistent with what you see in Canada. So over the last 5 years in America, there are more people searching for soca than there are people searching for dancehall, right? You understand how this works, right? So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to make the worldwide, right? So you can see what the world is saying. Now, worldwide, you're seeing over the past 5 years, right? Dancehall is blue, so you see it kind of coming down. Soca is red, and you see it bouncing around in peaks, right? When we get to the current date, right now, soca is ahead of dancehall, right? Slightly, but it's ahead. So when you see this now, these are the stats that I'm leveraging. I'm not making up stuff when I talk about how the music is doing internationally. I'm telling you based on what I see from my own two eyes, based on what Billboard says, based on what Spotify says, based on what Audio Max says, based on what YouTube says, and based on what Google says, right? So when you look now at the United Kingdom for the past 5 years, United Kingdom, soca passed it this year, right? Notice dancehall is having its peaks, etc. But up until recently, soca came in a bit higher, more searches for soca. Could be related to Notting Hill, right? So these are the stats that I look at. I'm not talking from an emotional place. I'm not making up stuff because I want to make this person look bad and this person look good. I wouldn't have been a blogger for this long if all I blogged about is who I like from who I don't like. All I can do is leverage the statistics that are being presented. Now, I do find Google to be relatively reasonable and accurate, right? I don't feel like Google is out here with an agenda against dancehall, right? When you take a look now since 2004, you see the interest worldwide for dancehall go down. This is what Google is saying. This is not what Babbzy say, you know. This is what Google is saying. Now, what Babbzy will say is, Babbzy might say, here might be some of the reasons why this is happening. Those reasons at that point might be opinionated, but might be opinionated leveraging facts, right? Because I'm giving you my opinion off the facts now. If you want to give me or put me in a position where I have to make a prediction, right? So this is what I do, and this is what I look at, right? I don't look at things from the standpoint that other people might be looking at it from. You know what I'm saying? Because like I said, I love all music. So Afrobeats worldwide, right? You see the comparison now. Afrobeats is yellow, soca is red, dancehall is blue, right? You see worldwide that Afrobeats is going on an upswing, right? Soca is going on an upswing, and then dancehall is going downswing. You see this, right? Like this is what we see, right? So let's see what is happening with Afrobeats in Canada or in America. Let's check America first. Let's check America. So United States, right? Over the last 18 years, right now, Afrobeats slightly ahead of dancehall, soca ahead of Afrobeats and dancehall in America right now, right? That's basically what you're seeing searching wise, right? If we want to look at Canada, we want to say what's happening in Canada, the interest over time, over the last 18 years. In Canada, soca has the highest interest, dancehall is second, Afrobeats is third. This is Canada, right? Over the last 18 years. So United Kingdom, right? Now we look at the United Kingdom, the graph looks very different, right? Pretty much on par in the United Kingdom. So it's Afrobeats, soca, and dancehall pretty much. Soca and dancehall are the same if you want to compare it to Afrobeats, which is slightly higher. So Google is comparing the three genres of music. This is what I look at. I don't look at who used to be so-and-so's baby father, and like I don't come from a place like that, right? And I don't know how to blog like this with people, right? So I put in hip-hop now. You can see in the United Kingdom the interest in hip-hop has declined, right? Interesting, right? Worldwide, it's declined. Hip-hop music, right? So these are the... Google is not making these things up. Google is tracking the searches that people are doing, right? So yes, you might have dancehall artists doing well, but is the actual genre doing well? And the reason why the genre for dancehall is in a different place than Afrobeats and soca is because Afrobeats is brand new, and this soca that we have now is new as well. Dancehall has been here for decades. So what are the things that we have to do to get dancehall back on track? Well, that's a conversation for another day. That's a conversation for another day. But what I can tell you is that the only people that can save dancehall right now are Jamaicans. If Jamaicans want to save Jamaican dancehall, they're the only ones that can save it at this stage of the game. And there's a lot of things going on, you know, from the time this Gaza Gully war started. That's really where things start spiraling out of control for dancehall. But we can talk about that on another video. You understand what I'm saying? Anyhow, folks, I hope this was a quick tutorial for you to understand where I'm getting my information from. I'm not picking these things out my rascal, you know. I am leveraging the statistics that all of us have access to, right? And I'm just giving you my opinion of the statistics that I see and the reasons for declines and the reasons for increases and whatever. So when you see soca peak in February, I'm going to relate that to Trinidad Carnival, right? I could be dead wrong, but it's peaking in February for some reason, right? And I'm giving you the reason that I think it is. I'm not dead wrong, by the way. But what I'm saying is I could be wrong, right? That's basically how I blog. I blog from facts. I don't blog from emotions, and I don't blog from agendas. I don't have an agenda. The only agenda I have is to make sure that one day people like Gabby and Red Plastic Bag can win a bloody well Grammy for all of the work that they've put into Caribbean music. I hope for one day that they go back and crown Dennis Brown and give him a Grammy. Like, that is my agenda, for the Caribbean culture to be able to allow Caribbean people to make just as much money as people from other cultures make off their own culture. You hear what I'm saying? You understand what I'm saying? Anyhow, it's your girl Babbzy. If you are not following me on YouTube, make sure you are, because this is where I'm going to put these conversations going forward. You might see this on my Instagram page right now. You might see this on my Facebook page, but I'm moving these conversations over onto YouTube so that we don't mucky up the waters on what's going on Facebook and Instagram, right? Makes sense? So my YouTube is Strictly Babbzy. YouTube/Strictly Babbzy, same as my Instagram. Make sure you come over there and check me out, because I'm gonna be about here a little bit more regular. You understand? Anyhow, I gone later.